A few of the next generation of indie singer-songwriters appear on this edition of Spectacle. Jakob Dylan, Jenny Lewis, and She and Him join Elvis Costello.
After closing time, after girls affair, I detect the El Supremo at the room at the top of the stairs. Well, I've been all around the world, and I've been in the Washington Zoo. And for all my travels, as the facts unravel, I found this to be true. While the poor people sleep beneath the shade on the light, while the poor people sleeping, all the stars come out at night. While the poor people sleeping with the shade on the light, while the poor people sleeping, all the stars come out at night. On this edition of Spectacle, my guests are a group of younger songwriters who I'm hoping will have some new tips for an old dog like me. There are so many great voices available to us somewhere. Down a wire from a web, under a rock, or in the whispered recommendation of a friend. Quite coincidentally, several of tonight's guests have grown up in show business families. Just look back there on the drums, that's Pete Thomas of the Imposters. And right next to him, Tennessee Thomas from the fine U-Beat group The Like. See what I mean? Ladies and gentlemen, will you please welcome Zooey Deschanel and M. Waj, She and Him.
Zooey, Matt, thank you very much for being on Spectacle. When I started out recording with my group, The Attractions, we based everything that we did on the 4 or 5 records that we could agree upon. And I hear, when I listen to She and Him record, echoes of Countrypolitan, these things, and I kind of wonder whether what records you're pulling from in this sound. I mean, you've got a lot of choices nowadays.
We had a lot of the same favorite records.
And what would they be?
So many favorite records.
George Martin Productions, Brian Wilson, Phil Spector Productions. It's like
Carter Family.
Yeah, I love that feeling when you're listening to a record or reading a book where you're not really sure what place and time it exists, and that's definitely an ideal for me as when I'm producing something. Is I like that. I think it's a healthy confusion.
How did the collaboration actually come about? Because not everybody knows that. How?
Start with Zooey's songs.
We recorded a duet for a soundtrack of a movie, and I had like years of home demos that I made of songs that I'd written and recorded in a sort of, you know, like some crazy whim, sent them to Matt just to see if he liked them.
Your voice has been familiar to some people from one particular vocal performance in the movie Elf. You know, I mean, this is you've done a number of films, but one of the things that makes that particular scene so believable is there's a genuine sweetness to your voice, which
you.
comes across in these songs that you wrote yourself, just as much when you were singing it in an acting
Thank you very much.
context. You actually come from, as we mentioned at the very top of the show, this running theme of show business, kids, and there's you.
Right.
Your mother's an actress, your sister's an actress, and your father's a cinematographer.
Yes.
So I wondered whether seeing as you spend time on movie sets and you've been around them,
Yeah.
and did you do any writing in that waiting time?
A lot of my songs were written, like, you know, I'd go back to my trailer and write music, or home. It was a way I was sort of letting off steam at the end of the day. So a lot of my songs were written on sets.
There's always a way to do it.
Yeah, no, there's always you know, if you want to write, you can write. You know, I think that it's that just like not letting anything stop you, I think is great.
Matt, your guitar playing is a really beautiful aspect of your work. I mean, it's sort of, you're on your own records, the voice is wound around the guitar so much. Are there any guitar players that you feel are really underappreciated that you should tell us about?
Yeah, there really are. I guess one of my favorites that I feel like is still a secret in America is a guitar player named John Fahey. He passed away a few years ago, but he's left an incredible catalog of instrumental music. When I first started listening to his music, I stopped using a guitar pick and tried these different complicated right-hand techniques, and that was a real revelation for me.
I'm all out of luck, but what else could I be? I know he's yours and he'll never belong to me again. I did him wrong, so don't brag, keep it to yourself. I did him wrong. I was never enough, but I can try to toughen up. I listened when they told me, if he burns you, let him go. Change is hard, I should know. I should know. I should know. So I'll keep my head down if you keep it quiet from now on in the halls. I'd rather hear silence than the bells of new love. So don't brag, keep it to yourself. I did him wrong. I was never enough, but I can try to toughen up. I listened when they told me, if he burns you, let him go. Change is hard, I should know. I should know. Oh, I was never enough, but I can try to toughen up. I listened when they told me, if he burns you, let him go. Change is hard, I should know. I should know. I should know. I should know. I should know.
Matt, you contributed guitar to a friend of yours, both of yours, record, and a beautiful record it is too. You play on Jenny Lewis's record, Acid Tongue, and I'd like to bring her out to join us if we can. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Jenny Lewis. Jenny, many people have known you as a member of Rilo Kiley, and you have already, in this brief amount of time, gone from being very surprising novices to a band that others look up to and you know, take their cues from. But a couple of years ago, you made your first solo record, and Matt produced some of the tracks from it, and that collaboration is ongoing. Is there a quality in Matt's approach that really helped you frame particular songs on that record?
Yeah, I felt that Matt just created this sort of warm bed for the songs to grow from, and this kind of timeless atmosphere. So I think in working with you, I was hoping that you would kind of bring some of that sweet mojo to my tunes.
As the outsider here, can the three of you tell me what Los Angeles has brought to your songwriting?
First name that I think of when I think of California music is Brian Wilson.
Yeah, like some of my favorite memories growing up was just driving in the car, being in the back seat of the car and looking out the window and having sweet oldies jams.
K-Earth 101.
K-Earth 101 on the radio, particularly Beach Boys songs. It definitely, like, I always think of music as an experience, and you know, and California being a place of sunshine and trees.
It's all a big myth, you know. It's all a big fantasy.
How about you, Jenny? Is this music persuasive to you as well?
It is, but I think for me, more specifically, there was something about this kind of brand of country music that comes out of Los Angeles or California.
Yeah. The Bakersfield sound?
The Bakersfield sound with the hillbilly swing stuff, and then later with, you know, Graham Parsons and Emmylou Harris. There was just something about this kind of search for authenticity that gets kind of put through the ringer of Los Angeles and comes out, you know, sounding sweeter and less affected. And I think growing up in the San Fernando Valley, there's this kind of great divide. It's incredibly classist, Los Angeles. And the goal is to physically get over the hill into Hollywood. So if you grow up in the Valley, you're often running into people who haven't quite made it in Hollywood or might never make it in Hollywood. And I think the characters kind of walking around the shopping malls and the parking lots, being stuck in traffic on the 405, these were the kind of images that sparked kind of the initial songs that I started writing.
On your new album, Acid Tongue, Matt contributes an amazing guitar solo to the song. Can you tell us a little bit about the origin of that particular song?
Pretty Bird is a song based on a woman who was raped on an Indian reservation. And this story, you know, was being told on public radio about this woman, and it just sort of led to me writing this very melancholy poem that was very sparse. The lyrics were very sparse.
Shall we call the band back to the stage and
Let's do it.
Sing?
Hope we don't bum you out with it.
Jenny Lewis, she and him, Matt Ward, Zooey Deschanel.
Pretty bird, why you so still? pretty bird, pretty bird. We've been waiting on you. You go west for the black setting sun. You go south to the white spirit world. You go east for those real green eyes. You go north, walk the good red road. Pretty bird. If there's a mirror in heaven, pretty bird, pretty bird. There's a window on earth. You go west for the black setting sun. You go south to the white spirit world. You go east for those real green eyes. You go north, walk the good red road. Pretty bird. Sun, pity me, yeah. Moon, pity me, yeah. Stars, pity me for the blood of the pretty, the blood of the pretty, the blood of the pretty bird. Pretty bird, pretty bird. We're starving you still. You go west for the black setting sun. You go south to the white spirit world. You go east for those real green eyes. You go north, walk the good red road. Pretty bird.
In the spring of 2005, I was down in Oxford, Mississippi, making a record called The Delivery Man. Might say the Imposters and I were on location. Pete Thomas had brought with him a record to keep us company that had been given to him by his daughter, Tennessee. It was More Adventurous by Rilo Kiley. One song called Does He Love You really hit me very, very hard. Now, earlier this year, the writer of this song, Jenny Lewis, asked me to sing on her new record. 8 studio dates later, I'd contributed to her next single and had a brand new album of my own under my arm. And we're going to play a few songs for you. We're going to play A and B side of a new single, which is not something you get to say very often. You're lucky if you can find a record shop these days.
They come to town when the war is over. Dirty boots in the middle of the night. Trolling the bars, hitting on the soldiers. Boys give it up without a fight. They say, hey boy, how about your place? I know you really want to take me home. Drop the bags off on the bedroom floor. They make love with the lights on. Said, I clock's been written and truth's been tried. They'll take it all if the door's left open. Steal the nose right from under your eyes. I'm a carpetbagger, baby. I'm coming to your town. I'm gonna treat you kind. I'm gonna rob you blind. I'll smile all the time. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Here in my little spy movie with my garter and dagger and my gag and my cuff and my gunslinger swagger. You used to be my hand-painted villain. You used to be so thrilling. It's a switch and you're flicking, a fuse you're always tripping, a button that you're pressing, a number that you're pushing. You're always delaying, denying or betraying. Why don't you come back, baby? Why don't you go away? Go away, go away. Why don't you go away? Why don't you come back, baby? Why don't you go away? Budapest still tree. 3 hours of black and whites, squinting at subtitles through a telescopic sight. Hungarian melody repeating endlessly as there's the NIC approaching in front of me. Switch that you're flicking, a fuse you're always tripping, a button that you're pressing, a number that you're pushing. You're always delaying, denying or betraying. Why don't you come back, baby? Why don't you go away? Go away, go away. Why don't you go away? Why don't you come back, baby? Why don't you go away? In this hysterical epic, secret passage of the palace, pattern from a hollow ring into a poisonous chalice. I'm Frank Fondler in a half-moonlit gondola, rapid hogging a ringlet wig, gambled a marriage chick. I'm always pursuing, but she won't even possess him, 'cause I'm doing and I'm dressing. Please don't stop confessing. You're always delaying, denying or betraying. Why don't you come back, baby? Why don't you go away? Go away, go away. Why don't you go away? Why don't you come back, baby? Why don't you go away? In my mystery caper, as I lower my lamp, on a fake little gun soul, retrieved a drilling that vamp. I'm walking the shade in this silent parade with my pepper and mace and my heartbroken face. Rainy railway station drowns out a cheerful party. Last cannons do rolling on our little melodrama. It's a one-horse opera, a screwball comedy, mistaken identity. Well, who do you wanna be? A switch that you're flicking, a fuse you're always tripping, a button that you're pressing, a number that you're pushing. You're always delaying,
My next guest on Spectacle is a songwriter who, over the last 12 years, has enjoyed massive success with his band, The Wallflowers, and has just released his first solo album, Seeing Things. Please welcome Jakob Dylan. We've got a bunch of showbiz kids on this show. You know, there's Zooey, whose mother is an actress. There's Jenny Lewis, whose father plays the harmonica, and well, actually, your dad plays the harmonica
a little bit.
too. Yeah. So it's like, and I think if we have a contest, let's face it,
Yeah.
between all the parents, you definitely win.
Okay.
Jakob, you know,
I didn't want to say it.
But we've spoken before about how it can be frustrating. When I read about your new work, there are writers and they seem to kind of come in the room with you and they ask you a couple of questions about your dad being a songwriter and about you being a songwriter. I mean, is there ever a time when you arrive at a chance arrangement of words or even the decision to be holding that particular instrument you've got in your hands there and you go, no, that's going to set them off again? You know,
Yeah.
But did you ever have a
You know,
thought?
I did a lot more when I started out, and I actually didn't play an acoustic guitar for a long, long time, which is only awkward because that's the guitar most of us write on.
Yeah.
But you know, I stayed away from certain things for a long time. But then, I suppose a certain I don't know if it's a burden or just interest kind of got lifted off, and I just couldn't keep up with it anymore. And I thought it's what I want to do, and it's what I like doing. And I think, you know, the guys I've admired, all the great songwriters, eventually, you know, that's where they go back to. If you're writing songs, you end up with one of these, and you end up by yourself, and you dig in and you mean business. And it was only a matter of time till I got to the point where I was, you know, really interested in doing that and not as concerned anymore.
Who were the songwriters? You know, from how far back did you listen? Because I listened back a little bit, then that led me somewhere else.
I mean, I just always liked good songs by thoughtful songwriters, and I always wanted to know what they were listening to. And one of the first impressions I remember having was seeing the Clash, the photographs of the Clash, and they had Lee Dorsey up on the marquee.
They had Lee Dorsey opening for them.
Yeah, and Bo Diddley. And,
yeah,
and
that was a very cool thing.
Yeah.
I envied them the ability to do that.
Yeah.
But
I thought that was an instruction.
Yeah.
I thought
I think that's what they were doing.
I think they were saying, you know, this is what we're listening to. And those were old-time people at that point. They weren't, nobody I knew at that time at 13 years old was talking about those people.
And this record, Saying Things, it's built around your voice and guitar. That relationship is essential to it. There's a few other colors, but not very many. And it puts that right to the fore, and it's a beautiful record. But it makes me curious to know whether, you mentioned that the guitar is your writing tool, and it is most people's. Mm-hmm. Did it make you go back and re-examine any songs once you'd completed the record, and you were going to play concerts?
Yeah, I went out a few years ago with one of your friends, T-Bone Burnett, who had asked me to go out when he did his first tour, I think in 17 years or so. And I was in between records, and I'd kind of always wanted to do that, just go out with the songs and play. And I didn't think much about it. I just said yes. I mean, he had such
and then you had to think.
Well, then I realized, what am I going to do? I got 45 minutes. I don't know what songs I have, and I had to look at my, you know, the band's history and all the songs I had, and it was a little frustrating when I realized kind of.
Is there anything you could show us that what you did?
I can show you a song I didn't do on that tour.
Okay, do that.
And in terms of how it relates to the playing.
Yeah.
Well, not on this particular guitar. I'm in a different tuning, it looks like.
Do you need another guitar? You want my guitar?
Yeah, let me have your guitar. Yeah. Do you have
I lost a lot of guitars like
Do you
this.
have an Elvis Costello signature model around?
I just happen to have one here in my hand.
Okay. I didn't do any strumming on the record. There's no big full body strummed. It's all more played like this, which is an old song that the Wallflowers had, which I realized when I said some songs fit in and some didn't. I tried a lot of songs on that run that I did with T-Bone that didn't work, but you're out of tune too, Elvis.
It says rubbish guitars. You can't get those signature guitars.
But in a lot of ways, this is and maybe it's familiar to some people. It's one headlight that, if I'd written it today, probably could have fit with the arrangements I was dealing with. Don't remember when. That's when they say I lost my only friend. I said she died easy of a broken heart disease, as I listened to the cemetery trees. I seen the sun coming up at the funeral at dawn, like the long broken arm of human law. It always seemed like such a waste. She always had a pretty face, and I wondered why she hung around this place. Hey, come on, try a little. Nothing is forever. There's got to be something better than in the middle. Me and Cinderella, put it all together, we can drive it home with one headlight, which is not unlike what I do now. Thank you.
I'll take that from you, unless you want to.
No, I kind of like it. I think I might stay with it. What a beautiful guitar.
They did make a beautiful guitar.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, I can see right away how, that's a very different focuser. The lyric comes much more to the fore, and that seems very obvious, but it really is.
Compared to your guitar. Yeah. No, but yeah, the idea, that's this. I wrote that song at my kitchen table, very quietly early in the morning, which is still how I write songs. And I was never one to go in the studio and put up drum beats and build backwards and.
Yeah.
It always started that same way. And I have recordings of that song and all the other songs the band did in the same way, which is just how I did this record. But instead of going into the studio and exploring them and designing sounds and a big ruckus, these ones just stayed exactly right at the beginning without being explored.
Can we sing one of the songs?
I'd love to sing. Will you sing with
let's
me?
bring out some microphones so we can hear you.
You're old enough to know well the better things are all uphill. Better songs are never sung in the highlands where you belong. When the smoke of cannons below, men they bury each other in rows. People come, people go, they work in numbers, they leave alone. And there's a light that's making its way on up the mountain, night and day. You'll get tired and you'll get weak, but you won't abandon your masterpiece. Off to sleep you'll go, through the halls and open doors. Silver bells swinging low, strung in branches of the unknown. Soon morning comes to warm the world and wake you up. Night is gone awful fast, it ain't wrong to be sad. And there's a light that's making its way on up the mountain, night and day. You'll go down, you'll go deep, but you won't surrender your masterpiece. There it goes, the unbearable sounds of the earth making men white boys. First you learn, and then you'll teach about that bright, bright light that's making its way on up the mountain, night and day. Well, you'll get tired and you'll get weak, but you won't abandon your masterpiece. And there's a light that's making its way on up the mountain, night and day. You go down and you go deep, but you won't surrender your masterpiece. You won't surrender your masterpiece. Yes, you will deliver your masterpiece.
Mr. Jakob Dylan.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, will you please welcome back to the stage, Jakob Dylan. You know, we were talking a little bit earlier on about Joe Strummer, so I thought maybe we should do a Joe Strummer song. You want to do that? We never did this song before, we just learned it. Did you know Joe? You knew Joe?
Well, I wouldn't be so bold to say we were friends, but I did meet him a few times. And first time, when they came to town, to Los Angeles, opening for The Who in '81, I think, with Combat Rock. And I did get to meet him in his dressing room. And that's why I still play one of these, by the way.
That's right. That'll do it.
And I got really nervous. And all I could say to him was, I really like your vest. So Joe Strummer gave me his vest. Right off his back, he gave me his vest. Unfortunately, the end of the story is that I was told by my mother to come by the house to get my stuff years later. And eventually, when I got by to come by, I said, I came by to get my stuff. I need that Joe Strummer vest. It was in a frame. She said, I don't know what you're talking about. That all went to the Salvation Army.
Let's play a song, hey?
Yeah.
All right. If you can't play on a fiddle, how about a British chicken reel? Speaking King's English in quotations as the steel towns feel the steel mills rust. Water froze in the generation. Clear as winter ice, this is your paradise. There ain't no need for you. There ain't no need for you. Go straight to hell, boys. Go straight to hell, boys.
join in a chorus of the admiration blues. When it's Christmas out in Ho Chi Minh City, kitties say, Papa, 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 son, take me home. See me, God, photograph of you and Mama, 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 son. You and Mama, 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 son. Let me tell you about your blood and soul. Memory kid ain't Coca-Cola, it's trash. Go straight to hell, boys. 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 Oh, Papa Sam, please take me home. Oh, Papa Sam, everybody, they wanna go home. Oh, Mama Sam, Sam. You wanna play Mind Chris Banjo on the Druggy Drag Ragtime USA in Parkland International Head Junkie Dump USA, where Pro-K proves the purest rockman grooves and rat poison, the volatile. Go straight to hell, boys. 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 Jakob Dylan. Please welcome back to the stage Zooey Deschanel, Matt Ward, Jonathan Rice, and Jenny Lewis. We're going to do a song now. It's written by a great pal of mine, Nick Lowe. He wrote this in 1974. As I walk through this wicked world, searching for light in the darkness of insanity. Oh yeah, I ask myself, is all hope lost? Is there only pain and hatred and misery? And each time I feel like this inside, it's one thing I wanna know. What's so funny about peace, love, and understanding? Oh, what's so funny about peace, love, and understanding? As I walked on through troubled time, the spirit gets so downhearted, Tell me where I'm strong. Tell me who are the trusted. Where is that harmony, that sweet harmony? Every time I feel it slipping away, which just makes me wanna cry. What's so funny about peace, love, and understanding? Whoa, what's so funny about peace, love, and understanding? Oh, what's so funny about peace, love, and understanding? Oh, must have peace. My peace and love. It's just for the children, the new generation.
Okay, one bow. 1, 2, 3. Thanks, guys.